Do you need capital to start or grow a small business? If so, let's spend a few minutes together to discuss different options that you have to be able to access money to start or grow a business. Let me make this just a little bit larger so we can zoom in. We're going to use as a reference piece for today's discussion this business funding comparison sheet. And before we get into the actual sheet itself, let's go through the instructions, the verbiage on the left, and then we'll come through and go through the breakdown. So, what we need to understand, if we want funding to start or grow a business, we want money to start or grow a business, we need to have a fundable business. We need to be qualified. And that's where many small business owners come up short. They want money, they need money, but often they don't qualify. So, that's the problem that we're going to solve. We help through a legal and ethical approach called the Express Fundable Shelf Corporation. So essentially, if you're looking to get business funding, and we said we need to have a fundable business, you could either build a fundable business or buy one. So if you already have an existing business, we can either assist you in getting it fundable, or more easily, you can use our Shelf Corp to get funding and then transfer the money to your legacy business. But there are two very important rules that we need to follow if we're looking for funding, business funding. As I mentioned before, rule number one, you can't avoid this one. A lot of people want to avoid it, but you can't. If you want business funding, you must have a fundable business. A lot of people don't have a fundable business, and a lot of people don't even know exactly what that means. So we're going to go through that today in the next few minutes. And then if we don't already have a fundable business, without a doubt, buying a fundable shelf corp is the fastest and easiest way rather than building something from scratch. So this comparison grid in our discussion today is going to help you objectively compare different options you have. I'm not going to try to sell you anything through the grant. It's free anyway, but we want you to realize you have choices. We're going to help you better have a tool to better evaluate the choices that you have. And again, our website, 509pacific.org, has more information. But let's go ahead and go over to the comparison sheet. So on the business funding comparison sheet, we have different columns. So this is the column that I can speak most effectively of because it represents the free resource that our 501c3 offers that's available because of the grant. But we know you have other options. So this is designed where you can compare other options that you're considering, if you have other options, and compare it to what you get with this proposition. So let's start first with the outcome in mind, right? If what we're trying to do is to get funding, we want to make sure we're going to get funding. And we have a unique but legal approach. We legally can guarantee that you will get funding if you follow our process, you follow our program. We provide you the resources. We have access to over 1,000 business lenders, SBA, and others. So we can definitely help you get funding. Is it too good to be true? No. We're going to help you become qualified, right? Because we've said a couple times, we have to qualify for funding. We have to have a fundable business here in rule number one. So that's why we're able to make this promise, not because there's some magical trick. It's because we're going to provide you a fundable business through the Fundable Shelf Corp. So that one's yes. If you're looking at other options, I don't know. There aren't many options in the marketplace that will put a guarantee for funding in writing. Make sure you have it in writing. Lip service is cheap. You need to have it in writing. We do that. Okay, moving on. Now we're going to get into some of the elements of what it takes to have a fundable business. We do need a business plan. And I know business plans can seem maybe like a drain of your time and energy. You know what you want to do, but lenders want to see a business plan. Well, with the Fundable Shelf Corp, we build it for you. You don't have to do anything, literally nothing. We build it for you. It comes to you in a lender compliant way. We use a very advanced software. It's the same software that we all used when we used to work for the SBA. I also used to be a college professor. I taught an entrepreneurship class. So we're using those same resources for your business, for your fundable shelf court. Now you might say, well, can I only get SBA loans? No, SBA is just one category of funding, but it has a very defined set of requirements. And what I'm letting you know is we meet those requirements. So that's included for free with our fundable shelf corp. As you're looking at other options, do they include a lender compliant business plan? Thirdly, financials. The business plan's not enough. Think of the business plan as the words. We also need the numbers. To qualify for larger amounts of business funding, they're going to want validation that you can afford the loan or the financing you're applying for based upon projections, typically 36 months, 3 years. So again, when we worked at the SBA, this is what we did every day. We create these for you. There's no time, no effort, no expense for you through the free fundable shelf corp. We're going to get all this to you in about 7 days. We need about a week to get everything put together. Next, you definitely need to have, of course, a business entity. We're going to need an EIN. We're going to also need a unique commercial address. So these three kind of create the foundation of a fundable business. Those three are all included for free through the free fundable shelf corp. So no, you don't have to pay the Secretary of State filing fees. It's free. It's included. So make sure as you're comparing other options, are you getting these items? Now, again, you might say, well, I have an entity. Do I really want to do a new entity? Well, if your new entity is fundable, then there's no reason. We can help you go right to funding. But most people don't have a fundable business, and it's typically easier for us to get you a fundable shelf corp and just transfer it to you in a week than it is to go fix something that may be broken. Collateral. Collateral is important. A lot of people don't understand collateral. So collateral is what the lender wants to see, typically reflected on your financials, like your balance sheet, that shows that you have assets that in case that you, the borrower, don't repay the loan, there's something to mitigate the risk, to protect the lender. And so what we do is built in, it's free. We transfer AR, accounts receivables. Those are real, they're legal. They post to your balance sheet. They serve as collateral. So that is included. And then we can even, if you want, help you liquidate the accounts receivables. Because if it's real AR, it means it's debtors that owe your money business. So that does meet the criteria for collateral. But above and beyond that, we can turn around and liquidate it. The Opportunity Fund. The Opportunity Fund is also a resource that's available through the free fundable shelf corp. And the Opportunity Fund is providing daily deposits into your business bank account. Why is that important? It's kind of obvious, but it makes your bank rating stronger. It improves your financials and, of course, provides working capital. So if you're following closely, you almost might see that there's 3 different economic benefits of getting a free fundable shelf corp. Number 1, we can use it for funding, which would be getting loans, lines of credit, whatever type of instrument, money. And so that's the first. The second of which is, since we're including free collateral and we can liquidate it, that's a whole nother economic benefit. It's a second economic benefit. So the first is getting funding. The second is the collateral that can then be liquidated. And then the third economic benefit is getting these daily deposits, what we call the Opportunity Fund. So it's outstanding. And then lastly, we get down to price. So the grant that we received covers the cost of the Express Shelf Corp. We used to have to charge participants $10,000 for a shelf corp to cover our cost. But the grant is now covering that cost in total. So that eliminates the participant from needing to pay for the shelf corp. But we do need to collect a processing fee. So it's just like if you gave me a piece of real estate, can it just be a verbal agreement, or do we need to have the documentation that shows a change of ownership? We'd have to go to the title company and have it deeded in my name in that example. So in this case, we need to get your business deeded or listed, make you the official owner, right? Because if we're going to have an entity, it needs to be in your name. If we have an EIN, needs to be in your name. And of course, the commercial address is in the name of the business. So there is a one-time processing fee to be able to participate, but the cost of the Shelf Corp itself, 100% free. If you need more information, you'd like to participate, go to our nonprofit website, 509pacific.org. Thank you so much, and we hope to be able to work with you. Have a great day. Bye-bye.